without much fuss, I want to call upon stage Anupama Jain. This is part of our Dil Ki Suno series. She's one of the most loved members of this group. Anupama, please come. We've got to go. She's the founder of Senior School Moms, where a lot of us need to be. She's the head of content for Incredible Women of India. She's an author. One of her books called Padma Bani Paula was rated as one of the 5 best fiction books of 2018. And she's won many awards for her work with senior school mums. She's a community role model, apparently a closet master chef. I don't know what she cooks. And she lives in Gurgaon. And let's hear it for her. A little louder, 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 louder.
If only my family could see all this jazz, you know. Because you'll all agree with me, at the end of the day, the most enthralling conversation your family will have with you is, "Khane mein kya hai?" Yeah? And here I am standing and talking to you all. Thank you, Neela. Thank you, Gurgaon moms. Let me quieten down these dragon-sized butterflies that are doing violent bhangra. Somebody is getting the prize there for the hooting. Thank you. So when Neela asked me and told me about this and say, make it funny. So I chuckled, you know. I said, I am the God's chosen one. So, you know, to have his quota of fun, daily quota of fun at my expense. So, but I also have my own coping mechanisms, you know. I have this double chin and mutton rolls, ताकि जोर का झटका धीरे धीरे से लगे. Yeah. So, how did this all happen? Not only I am God's chosen one, I am also a disease magnet. Yeah. So I've had, diabetes. I've had COVID, both varieties. I'm very loyal that way, and I've had violent rashes. Anything can set off, and even jaundice twice. And low hemoglobin, you name it, I've had it. They all come, give me a sweet chuma on my cheek, leave me weak-kneed and go away. But I'm standing, yeah? So, thank you. So speaking of TB, when I was first discovered with TB, my first reaction was TB, me, it happens to them, not us. Typical elitist entitled reaction. But TB it was, and TB leaves you with very little energy to do anything. So I used to lie down next to my son and, you know, post anything and everything. Luckily, I was added to Gurgaon Moms, it's my life savior. So I used to post about anything and everything that came to my mind. Luckily, people then, their sentiments were not heard at the drop of a cloth, you know, but seriously. So we didn't have any problems. I wrote anything and everything that came to my mind. The love that I got from the group, for lack of better word, had an aphrodisiac effect on me. And my mojo started coming slowly. So I have someone from Momspresso here. Around that time, Shaved from Momspresso said, why don't you come and write to us in a more organic fashion? So I wrote all these personal blogs and won some awards. And I also did brand blogging. So much so in 1 month I earned from both Dettol and Savlon, both the competitors praising them handsomely. So that's the advantage of brand blogging, you know, you just say, sabun acha hai, chal gaya kaam. So meanwhile, somebody shared a story on infidelity on Gurgaon Moms. Dimagi Kida, I said, I'll also write. So everybody writes about both the partners, you know. Nobody talks about the effect it has on children. So I wrote about this imaginary girl, Mandira, and what happens to her when she witnesses the infidelity of her mother. And when she grows up, the relationship choices that she takes up. Now, this story, of course, got a lot of love from the group, and I saw myself getting added to a writers group. There I saw a post asking for stories on their website. So I started writing there. Then soon enough in my email box, I had a small email tucked in asking my permission to post to publish this story of Mandira in a book form, in an anthology. Now, in which parallel universe does that happen? Where does a publisher come and ask you, I want to put your story? So I looked up his social media credentials and, literally questioned him so much. He's so traumatized till today. He mentions that in every social media interaction. Only thing I said yes to him because he had a picture of his daughter. I said, "Bachchi hai, to theek hai." You can say yes to him. So I participated in the competitions of their website, won some awards. One story was humor, where I wrote a story about one lady going in lift for 2 whole minutes. Her name was Padma Lakshmi. She comes to a South Indian girl like me. Can't say girl, but yeah. So I'm pushing the limits here, but she goes to the city. She becomes Paula. So that was my first book, When Padma Bani Paula. This was listed as one of the 5 best books fiction in 2018. Around the same time, my son aced his grade 12th and JEE. I have nothing to do with it. I mean, all I did was give him food on time. But somehow people thought I have something to do with it, in spite of my constant assuring them that, look, I have nothing to do. So that began my journey as a mentor. And I call my teaching hours 5 to 7 as my happy hours, literally, because my mojo gets renewed through the day. I also floated an award-winning, fully non-promotional academic group called Senior School Moms. That's my way of giving back to the society. This was judged as one of the best Facebook groups, I can say. Meanwhile, I wrote furiously. I became part of 12 anthologies across genres, one of which is listed in Limca Book of Records as India's first composite novel. And during the pandemic, I published a book of love stories. And my latest book is for children. It's being considered for reading in schools as well. And it's called Kings, Saviors, and Scoundrels. These are tales from Katha Sarit Sagara. I'm also one dumped manuscript old. It's not all honky-dory. People do say, look, we don't want to publish you. And I'm working on my other manuscripts as well. See, what is the key? The key is to keep alive, to keep adapting, to keep changing to the circumstances that get tossed at you, okay? So, as I say, have you all heard of the KISS method? KISS? Yeah, not this. Not keep it simple, it is keep inspiring self-sirens. All of you are like sirens today. So, keep inspiring self-sirens. So, as I say, dil ki suno, apne apna bandhan thodo, asman ka chuo. That's as far as my Hindi goes. So, all you watchboard abs people, please go a little easy on us mutton rollers. We are all trying to cope, okay? So, thank you so much, Neela, Gurgaon Moms. Thank you for this opportunity.